Dakota Territory Sports, sponsored by the Fox Event Center.
Welcome back. Well, this is certainly weird. Normally we don't have high school basketball games on Monday night. Obviously, that's not the case right here at Douglas High School. The Patriot girls hosting Stevens at 6:30. The Hill City girls going to Hot Springs at 7. Now, we've talked about both the Stevens and Douglas programs before, but there's one point that we didn't mention about the Patriots girls team, and that's last year, at the end of last year, they lost their top 2 scorers who just picked up things in May and transferred. That's point guard Coley Cruz and 6'2" post Chloe Shreve. They're now playing for Taya Young's squad at Rapid City Central. Now, as we told you last Wednesday on COTA Athlete of the Week, junior Liv Harris will have the ball in her hands a lot of the time as either a scorer or a playmaker for the Patriots. Both her and Coach Mike Clark have come to terms with losing their 2 best players from last year and are worried about the girls they have right now.
2 players like that, my 2 leading scorers from last year. You know, I had good senior leadership last year, but those 2 were my mainstays, and then unfortunately them leaving and transferring to Central, you know, we'll make do.
It definitely changes our offensive dynamic, but I've just viewed it in like a way of there's not really anything I can do about it, so I just have to really recognize my role this year in leadership and, like I said, try to build my girls up so that way we have a productive team this year.
On the boys' side, their season kicks off on Friday, and pay attention to Dan Skinner and the Sturgis boys team. Skinner is in his 2nd year as head coach for the Scoopers. He's got a 10-man senior class headed by 3 seniors who are all conference players. Now, Carter Johnson and Tegan Wormstadt may sound familiar as the popular duo for the Scoopers football team. Nonetheless, the large senior class has a big potential for winning a lot of games this year.
We got a very deep senior class, and they've kind of bought into that model and that culture of, you know, next man up, you know, not one guy is more important than the next. They buy into each other, they love each other, they love being a part of this team, and I really enjoy coaching a team like that.
Away from the high school basketball slate, it's a big week for the USD and SDSU football programs. The Coyotes and Jackrabbits are on to the quarterfinal round of the FCS playoffs and will host UC Davis and Incarnate Word on Saturday. USD head coach Bob Nielsen says his team's played with a lot of faith, which has helped them come back from 2 deficits the last couple weeks.
We're a team that's going to play with confidence no matter what the situation is. You know, you play really good teams, which we have. The last 2 weeks for sure with North Dakota State, the last game of the regular season, and now that you're in the playoffs, you're going to play a really good team every week. You're going to find yourself in situations that are not ideal, and so you have to be able to respond to those.
We'll follow the Coyotes and Jacks for the weekend for you. We'll have highlights from this game between Douglas and Stevens tonight at 9 and 10. We'll have a score from the Hill City and Hot Springs girls games. That's a look at sports here from Douglas High School. Jack and David will be back right after this.